Hello guys, good day. This is Anna of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today we're going to talk about forgiveness. The sometimes that we couldn't give this to ourselves when we've done something wrong. We couldn't give this to someone who hurt us so badly. That's why I want to bring this up today because it's good to know and somehow teach ourselves to accept things that we couldn't change anymore, even though it hurts us so bad. Forgiveness feels like sunshine inside when we finally accept things as it is and move on. Forgiveness means letting go of the hurt and anger when someone has done something wrong to us. It means that we choose not to be mad forever. We put an end to the madness that we felt because of what that person did to us. We put an end so we can move on. Now, why is forgiveness pretty much important, in day-to-day basis? Basically, in the most part, it makes us feel better. Of course, when we finally make a decision to really let go of the bad stuff, let go of what happened, the thing that really hurt us the most because the person or our loved ones had hurt us. And it actually makes us feel better because when we feel angry, when we feel mad about someone, it makes our heart feel heavy every day. And the second benefit of forgiving someone is, which is my favorite, peace of mind. You know what peace of mind is? Peace of mind is equals to good sleep, nice day, clear mind, clarity, calmness, serenity. As we go along, as we live our life and move on every day, putting an end of the heavy energy that caused by anger against someone who caused us harm or who hurt us, or someone who did us something wrong, someone who are against our values, and it actually pisses off. Now, one good outcome or result of forgiving someone is that it actually fixes broken relationships. Friendship, parents, loved ones. It unites people again. Because of course, we're not perfect. We make mistakes. And the key to reunite with one another and work as one, live life together is forgiveness. And when you forgive someone, it also makes you a strong person because forgiveness isn't for the fainted heart. It's not. Forgiveness is not for the weak. You have to be strong enough to forgive someone who hurt you so bad, and it's never gonna be easy. That is why forgiveness is for the courageous, for the brave ones, for the strong, for the tough. In a way that you let go of the resentment, you let go of those dirty memories which hurt you. You put an end by means of forgiving the person, forgiving yourself. That you let yourself go into, you let yourself believe that person. And when you forgive someone, other than you're teaching yourself to be braver, to be courageous, it also help you grow. If in a way that when it happens again, maybe it could be a different situation. It helps you deal with your own feelings in a healthy manner. And that is growth. Now, the question is how to forgive someone who hurt us so bad. Someone who've done wrong to us. And in some situation, those, past, that person harmed us. Sometimes that in some way that person have even destroyed our childhood, you know, our upbringing. That could be your parents, your dad or mom. And I was even raised by my dad, by a single parent. And although it wasn't an easy journey, somehow I forgive myself. I forgive those, things I've done in the past. I forgive my mom. I forgive my dad. I forgive myself. Because there's nothing I can do. It's done. It's said and done. I couldn't change it anymore. The only thing I can change is the now and the future, the person I want to become. Now, when you forgive someone, it's important to, after you making yourself get to the point that you are ready to deal with your own feeling, with your anger, with your resentment. When you can say to yourself that you're already ready, you've already calmed down at this point in your life, try to understand the other person. Try to understand the other person who left you, who left you brokenhearted, broke. And we'll never know, maybe that person made a mistake, which is true. Or in some situation, maybe that person didn't mean to hurt you. Maybe that person, have the same experience that they haven't dealt with up to this point, and they did that to you. Then it became a cycle. And you're the only one. You're the only key to break that cycle by means of forgiveness. And it's also important to talk about your feelings to the person. Some people you trust most. You can talk to them how you feel, how angry you are, how the entire situation, when by the time you were left behind, you were abandoned. How does it feel? It's good to let that out to the person, to the people we trust. And after unloading everything, the hurt, the pain from the past, then you can say to yourself, I forgive you. Not necessarily that you have to tell the person. Maybe that person isn't available anymore. You've been abandoned. It's important to really start, saying, I forgive you to yourself first. To yourself. I forgive you, that after all these years, after all this time, I've never, tackled this feeling, and it makes my heart heavy all this time. I forgive myself. I forgive myself that I wasn't able to deal with this in a healthy manner. And I forgive that person who made a mistake of leaving me, who've done a mistake of hurting me, of cheating from, with my best friend. I forgive that person. So it's way better to say that to yourself first. And, if you have the guts, you can even say that to the person in front of their face, that I forgive you. But it doesn't mean that, we're still going to be together. I just forgive you, so that we all can move on with our lives. And welcome future. And, also understand that forgiveness does takes time. You could say that I forgive you today, right now, but the healing period, actually you need time for it to take place. And along with time, you can reconcile with the person if it's worth, fixing the relationship, if it's worth really continuing, if that person is worth keeping. Otherwise, your forgiveness, could mean that you are going to build boundaries from now on. Boundaries that could, separate you somehow, gradually separate you from that person. Because you couldn't deal with the same pain again. And it will be a suicide to just reconcile with the person who's going to be happy enough to hurt you over and over again. And that's already dysfunctional on your part. So it's either you reconcile if the person is worth keeping, or you build boundaries, you move on with your life, start something new, get a new beginning, a better beginning without that person anymore. You can travel, divert your attention, start a new hobby, or just focus on your hobbies. And as I've said, forgiveness takes time. So time will help you make the unbearable pain becomes bearable up to the point of healing. You expect changes from that person, how you deal with each other. Because, if that person would be happy enough to keep you in their lives, they would also do their part. Otherwise, if it's not worth it kind of relationship anymore, just let it go. Stay away and get a new beginning. And it's still part of your life. You still love that person. It's just that, you can't be together anymore. It's not good for both of you. So I hope I shared something valuable today. And if you ever love this episode, you can share this to your family and friends. You can follow me on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, even in Amazon Music, even in X. Reinforce Me Club, by the way. This is Anne, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you.